Let's do it live. Let's do it live. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I like to misbehave with the ladies. They call me Bill O'Reilly. I'm misbehaving Bill. Yeah, Bill O'Reilly. Connection is fairly good. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into my router. Usually is way over there. It's upstairs in the other room. I'm down the basement away from my family because my family's up there causing chaos. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Fox News. Fox News. Faux news. Get it? Faux news. FAUX. Faux news. So stupid. All right. So we got to look at my man Mark Forno. He knows how to ask a question. But look at my man Pulverizer. Pulverizer. What are we going to do with it, baby? I'm freezing it, Junk. Am I for real? Am I freezing up? Pulverizer? Am I freezing? If I am, that sucks, dude. Silent, tell me if I'm freezing. Ted, tell me if I'm freezing, because Pulverizers say I'm freezing. Now he's saying, Jill. Okay, so I emailed Carol, Jill. So Jill's friend, Carol Michael, who's a master gardener extraordinaire, who I can't remember if she got a YouTube channel or not. Not freezing. Yeah, you were freezing fine now. Looking here. Yeah, right on, Mark. I'll get you. You're good, says Marie. Anyway, so I'm going to interview. She's been 8 years retired now, Carol Michael. And I'm going to email. We're going to go on a live stream with Miss Carol to talk about what she's found for 8 years in retirement. It'll be fun. I'm very much looking to enjoy that. So, Paul Braz, I think the whole thing's silly about the Mexico president. Was I just freezing? I just blacked out. Let me go there. Oh boy. Let me go over here then. Frozen. All right. I'm changing. I'm moving. I'm gonna get closer to the Wi-Fi. Everybody pipe it. We're gonna go. We're gonna change locales. We're gonna way of the triune God. I don't need the pills you take. Get me down to something. Baby, I had left for days. I think this. We're gonna have to go upstairs. This is freaking sucking. All right, hold on. We're gonna go upstairs back to where the router is. Hold on. I was hoping to be able to use my whiteboard right there a little bit, but I guess we can't because nothing works for your old buddy Josh. Just turn off all my lights. Nothing works for your old buddy Josh. I'm just a caveman. Let me get my drink here. That was a horrible screeching sound. Save me. Senders. Marie, and then when I got the stupid Comcast cable business plan, they said we didn't need them anymore. Actually, it's very interesting though, because ever since they said we didn't need them, that's like a dead space where I used to have extenders. What's up, girl? You going for a walk? All right. Oh, you're not? Oh. Let's get going here. Hey, Pablo. All right. There we go. All right, hold on a second. There we go. Oh, everybody joining? Okay. All right, there we go. All right. Everybody good? All good? Puppy? Puppy right there. Where's the other puppy? Come here, puppy. All right. All right. Oh, yeah, Finn's my man. Big fan of Finn. Corey, you know Finn? Yeah, Finn's my man. I thought I have this. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I did get this set up. I got it with Comcast Business. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be the best setup. And the guy came out and said, you don't need these extenders anymore. I said, okay. But Marie here is telling me I do. Oh, that was my. Yeah. Look at this guy. Old buddy Josh. They asked me, what about healthcare? What are you going to do retirement? All right, so we got the first question here. My wife and I are in the 32% tax bracket and live in California. Is converting an IRA to Roth a bad idea? Yeah, that seems too high to me, frankly. I mean, because you're going to be converting it at the basically the highest tax bracket. I don't know what your future income is, but that'd be tough to do. That'd be tough. But I don't know how old you are, Mark. If you're 30s, I'd do it. Hell, get rid of it. But that seems like it'd be tough to do for me. I would think it's for a recommendation. I'd say, yeah, not so sure I'd want to pay 32 and then potentially 35 to do that when in the future I'm not going to be paying that much. Most likely. Again, I don't know your circumstance, but that'd be a tough argument to make for sure. All right. So I think I had a 1 second. Okay, we got those starred. How do I go to my star? Okay, good. So we got that. Yeah. So the lady in Mexico, just going back to pulverizers thing, the lady said a demographic that's 0.05% of the population wins in Mexico, and she's a climate scientist with the IPCC, the International Panel for Climate Change. And it's just all such a clown show. It really is. All right. What was up? Yeah, we do that too. Yeah, we do that too, John. We write off our house. We don't write off our bathroom. Look, I don't mess with the IRS. Let me tell you, hey, Harry. Pablo's getting high, but now he's got to focus. Focus, Pablo. Focus. He's too busy looking at his brother. All right, so Ted says, all right, so umbrella policies. Good question, Ted. What was up with that video about umbrella policies and covering an IRA? So the issue was with an umbrella, if you're sued, umbrella policies absolutely will cover you for sure. So, old Pablo here takes a bite out of crime. Take a bite out of crime. If someone was to sue my house, my USA umbrella insurance would cover that. That's not debatable. My question was, what if you go bankrupt and you're in a state that doesn't protect your IRAs? Would your umbrella cover you for that, if that makes sense? That's kind of where I was going. And I didn't find any explicit answer on that. Bankruptcy is different than being sued, if that makes sense. So I just don't. I don't think it necessarily would be simply because umbrella covers you for lawsuits. But it did say, the article I read, it did say, creditors, umbrella could give you protection from creditors, peeking around your assets. So, take that for what it is, but it doesn't insure you against investment losses or anything like that. But I don't think Ted's even asking that. But the question was bankruptcy. What if you went bankrupt in your state like California or Georgia or Maine, Ted, that doesn't protect your Roth in bankruptcy or gives you a little minimal protection on your IRA in bankruptcy? Could you call on your umbrella to basically provide the assets to keep your IRA intact? That's kind of where I was going for that. And again, the article I referenced basically said it can keep your creditors from poking around your retirement accounts, but every state is different and all that. And that was worth it. So I don't take it for what it's worth. But frankly, the issue comes to mind is that if you have a large enough IRA, and this is what we've always said, when I was at USA, we want an umbrella insurance to cover the extent of your net worth. If your net worth is $2 million, you're going to need an umbrella for at least $1 million, most likely, because the IRAs, while free from federal lawsuits, are not necessarily free from state lawsuits. Now, like Virginia, they follow the federal rules, part and parcels. So that's fine. In Georgia, they don't. So in Georgia, your Roth IRA is completely on the hook. Obviously, inherited IRAs are too. Inherited IRAs, creditors and predators and in-laws and outlaws have access to. That's just fact. If they sue you, this is just from the federal level because the Supreme Court had written on that unanimously. We got Alan Mino over at Facebook. All right, hey, right on, Alan. We got one guy at Facebook. I don't even know why I do it on Facebook, but appreciate it. Yeah, cool. 10 guys on Twitter. I just stopped doing Rumble, by the way, because I don't trust the Rumble numbers. I haven't done Rumble for about a year. Every month they say, do you want to come back? I was like, look, I listen to Steve Dace on Rumble. I listen to Tom Cowan on Rumble. I listen to Owen Benjamin on Rumble. Bannon every now and again I listen on Rumble. It seems like another guy too, but I forgot what it was. The one my boys No Agenda podcast with the what the hell's the guy's name, man? I haven't listened to him for a long time. The No Agenda gents. The guy used to be on MTV. I can't remember his name anymore. But anyway, they got one talk. I just can't wait to listen to this one. They're talking about because I like conspiracy theories. I'm a big conspiracy theory guy. It's fun for me. They got their next podcast coming out is going to be talking about Titanic conspiracy. Oh, that's right up my alley because that's the Federal Reserve Board and all that. The Titanic conspiracy. Oh, that's going to be fun. Yeah, oh, man, that's right. I got to keep. Let me text him right now. Hold on a second, Corey. I'm going to text old Fritz. So, how do you know Finn from, Corey? You a punk rocker there? Punk's not dead. Punk's not dead. Let me text him. Text old Fritz. My man Tom sent me the thing from Fritz today. Not an email, but a link to his website, Retirement Manifesto. And I said, oh man, Fritz. So I'm going to text him. Oops, hold on a second. Gotta do the live stream. What's your schedule? Oops, what's your schedule? There we go. Yeah, so Finn and I text each other on occasion. You're in Iowa today, Harry. All right. Oh, wait, is it your better half's parents or family? I see. Can you contribute to a HSA accounts between not working and collecting Medicare? I don't know, Marie. I don't know the answer. I just don't know. My assumption, as long as you have a high deductible health plan, you could, but you have to have earned income. I just don't know. Sorry, Marie. If someone can find out and answer that for Miss Marie, that'd be fantastic. Obviously, I'm a loser. I don't know anything about financial planning. Brad K. Pulverized. Josh isn't rich. He still has a mortgage. Just dresses. That's classic. That's how you know I'm rich the way I dress. Yeah, free as fair selection, Mexico's history, right on. Interning question. Oh, interesting question. Plaintiff's trial oil with a 1%. That's they get my man Skip Ritchie. I wonder if he would know because Skip. Well, he's not a trial. Well, he is a trial lawyer. Skip Ritchie from Ritchie Law Firm. He is a trial lawyer. I wonder if you'd know. He does bankruptcy. I think that's 100%. Well, the drawback about having an umbrella, it does make you more liable, more likely to be sued because once they find out you have an umbrella insurance, they're going to sue you because hey, we're not going after you, we're going after the insurance company. Hey, look at my man here, Carl. It's Carl's going. So I was reconnecting with some of my high school chums, believe it or not. And one guy lives in Virginia on the waters, and he's like doing all this crab fishing all the time. I told my wife, I said, man, I can go see one of my high school friends one time here over the summertime. She goes, is it a girl? I said, no. Anyway, so check this out, Carl. You'll get a kick out of this. I interviewed him. I don't want to do the video though because I don't want to. I think he's still anyway. I don't want to post it because I worry that it'd be used against him. Anyway, long story short, the county took his kids. The county took his kids because according to him, she basically cried crocodile tears. And because she cried crocodile tears and said he was abusive, the county took his kids. He can only see his kids 1 hour a week. That's it. 1 hour a week. And the funny thing is, she called the cops on him one time when they were, I guess he threw a basketball at her. I can't remember. Or it was something, he didn't like throw it at her. She said he threw a basketball at her. He said, I didn't do it. And the cops left. He did not do it. She said he did it and called the cops. And then she divorces him like later on down the road. And she files for 100% custody by saying he was always abusive. And he was like, what? I wasn't. And B, the one time you said I was abusive, you called the cops. And the cops had nothing to go on. They said this didn't happen. They walked away. And then the courts completely sided with her. Completely. And the story it's incredible. It's incredibly horrible. His house burned down. Lithium ion batteries in his garage, by the way. Lithium ion batteries burned his house down. At the same time, he lost a job. The year before his mom died, 2 years before his mom died, this year before two of his sisters died. Dude, and the guy's still kicking in there. I just say, I'm not gonna say his name. We'll call him Scott. And Scott, I'm like, Scott, you're freaking. I just know that God knows you got strength of freaking Samson because God only gives you what you can handle. I'm amazed that this guy is still, doing it, still out there. Loses his wife, can only see his 2 daughters 1 hour a week. And he lives in Virginia. She lives in Maryland. He's got to drive like 2 hours each way to see his daughters. And it's got to be supervised. And the whole thing's just a freaking, all because crocodile tears. Oh, speaking of which, and I will come back to some more questions later. Hold on a second. I promise I'll get your questions if you put them in type or put them in caps. Speaking of which, I just want to point some out here. Dude, all these women get it easy when it comes to courts. It's just a fact. Right here. For an insured worker who attains the age of 20 in 2023, the probability of becoming disabled between age 20 and normal retirement age is 25%. All right. So 1 out of 4 insured workers who are 20 years old, insured being by Social Security, will become disabled. The probability of dying, but by the year 20, by a 20-year-old person, and by the time he hits his full retirement age at 67, is 13%. But watch this. The probability of dying is significantly higher for men than for women, almost twice as high for men as for women. And that's from Social Security website. I wonder why that is. Oh, because men work more dangerous jobs. Oh, obviously men are more violent too. I don't lie. I don't deny that. But men work more dangerous jobs. Thus, men are rewarded financially with working more dangerous jobs. Women, if you want to increase your pay, get out there and start digging some ditches with the men. Go down there to the oil fields. Go down there freaking, you want to do that? More power to you. You're not gonna. You're just gonna sit there and freaking type on Twitter how bad, like, I'm sick of being called names on Gamergate or whatever the hell that stuff is. The paid wage gap is real. No, it's not real, you freaking idiots. Not the ladies here, because they're not dumb. They're not dumb. There's a college, the college professors, the wage gap. Yeah, screw that, man. And then over 60% of all graduates now are women, not men. No one talks about that. And I'm not a MGTOW guy. MGTOW, men going their own way. I'm not like that. I get so sick of the anti-male bias in our society. It's nuts, dude. It's nuts. It's just too far. It's nuts. And I mean, especially when it comes to your children. You're never going to win if you're a man trying to get custody of your kids. You just won't. And it's sick, man. I find it so funny. So my dad used to whip up on me, and not in a good, kind way. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, bad. And so my mom got remarried not remarried. We moved in with her husband, her boyfriend, who's her husband. Let's put it this way: my mom knew the Social Security rules, so she wasn't getting remarried before she hit the age of 60. Let's just put it that way. So when my dad moved down to Washington D.C., my mom moved into the house that basically we lived on the first floor of a up and down duplex, not a duplex like this, but up and down. My mom moved in with my sister and my brother. So it was basically me and my dad there. My dad leaves to go to DC. My mom, my sister and brother move in, and my mom starts dating this dude. Quite a bit older, probably 20 years older than she. And anyway, so after the lease expires, we all moved to his house in Cape Elizabeth, Maine. And Cape Elizabeth is a very, very wealthy place, but his family, his house has been passed down 3 generations in Maine. So he just old, I hate to say old money because it was kind of rickety house, his rundown house. He didn't have any money. He just didn't have any money. He's actually a decent man. I mean, he bailed me out of a couple of times. I got arrested as a kid. Not bailed me out, but he was a lawyer, so he knew, he had some connections. He was able to help me out with, that's for sure. A decent enough guy, but he had his own children and whatnot. But anyway, his house was run down, is rickety, and it was bad. Anyway, long story short, so I would sneak out a lot as a freshman, freshman in high school. I sneak out a lot and go smoke some dope with some of my friends up there, and anyway, I got busted, like I said, arrested a couple of times, and as such, my mom, I was too challenging for her and her boyfriend, if that makes sense, because I was just wild. It's wild. There's no other way around it. And so she kicked me out to live with my dad in DC under the auspices of, she wanted to make sure, what did she say? Like, I want to protect you. I said, so you protect me by sending me to live with my dad who used to beat the crap out of me? So that makes sense. And one time I was with my girlfriend when I was a junior, and we were up to no good. And anyway, long story short, I was coming home. I didn't have a car. I didn't drive. I didn't have a car. I didn't drive till I was 19 years old. But she lived on the other side of Silver Spring, and so I just walked her house and walked back. And that's back in the days when everyone walked. I guess my dad was pissed that I didn't come home on time, and he used to drink. And he had just had a massive temper, like I have a massive temper, and when you throw alcohol and a massive temper, that's not a good mix. It's just not. Like I'm normally a happy-go-lucky guy. Really, my dad was normally a happy-go-lucky guy too, but that temper is just sitting there. It's just seething, and the anger and hostility is there. And you throw alcohol in there, and more often than not, you're fine, but sometimes you're not. Anyway, so he's driving all around Silver Spring to find me, and then I'm on Dale Boulevard, or whatever it's called, coming home, and he pulls up and goes, "Get the f in the car now!" Like, and my dad's 6'1", probably 220, a big guy, and he's furious. So I sit in the car. He just freaking cold clocks me, like, dude, it hurt more. I've been hit a number of times. That I'd never been hit like that. That hurt so bad. I mean, I was just like, whoa. I mean, that was crazy. And anyway, so we get back to the house, and all of a sudden, like, they go in the front door, and he starts like hugging me. I was like, this is kind of creeping me out, dude. What's going on here? I think he felt kind of bad for hitting me. I said, well, that's all good, but that's what the hell? Whew, I don't think I had a shine or anything. I think he hit me right there. Memory, I think my contact fell in my eye or something like that. Crazy. I don't know why I was bringing that up. Why am I even talking about that? I don't know. Now, here's my man, Dark Horse. I want to heal. I want to feel. I thought I was never real. I want to let go of the pain I felt so long. Scott's trying to snuggle in bed with me. He says, "You're freezing, but not now. You got a warm blanket, Josh." And Scott, I don't go that way, man. I wish, I wish I did for your sake, because I am cute. But it's not the way I roll, Scott. I got a beautiful Miss Scanlon, and I'm taking. Thanks, so. Frozen again. All right. Have my husband's pension paperwork notice say. I'm assuming you're going to be a beneficiary of that there, Angie, right? I mean, you're going to be at least a 50. You want to see her when everybody see you? You're going to be a 50% survivor benefit, I hope. That's not what the article I was reading said, though, Joe. It said creditors. So that's my issue. Umbrella covers you for sued liability, not related to debt at all. The article I read talked specifically about debtors, about creditors, which is related to debt, 100%. And the umbrella insurance companies don't require you to have home. They 100%. They'll make sure that you have. So you're not going to be able to have an umbrella coverage from Progressive if your other stuff's with Geico. They're not going to assume that risk. No way. Man. I don't have any thoughts on Walmart stock, Annie. I just know I was in Walmart yesterday, and it's depressing. Seeing these poor white kids in there, and it depressed me. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I'm glad Walmart exists. I know all these people hate Walmart. I got lots of clients who work at Walmart. I'm glad Walmart exists because it does save people money. But it's just sad. You see these poor white. And I mean, I'm white, so that's my people. You know what I'm saying? And poor black kids, poor Spanish kids, whole things. But seeing poor. Yeah, that looks like it's. Connection's unstable. Oh, boy. Well, we're just gonna, why? Because I got my two boys are here on the Wi-Fi. But anyway, just I don't have any thoughts on it at all. I just seen these. You just tell these kids. You can just tell they're poor and that they're wearing Walmart clothes, and they're probably never going to be with the cool kids unless they become athletes or something like that. And I know the feeling, man. You're always kind of on the outside looking in. You're always got, hell. I had to wear my cousin Dale's outfits, from California. My cousin Dale lived in California, and he sent them to me, and I very much appreciated it. I thought it was cool, but that's 3 years old outfits that I have to wear, and it makes you self conscious. No other way around that. To be poor, and I would never change a thing. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? God does what God does for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but He does it. But it's still, you put you on the outside looking in. I'm just walking around Walmart and seeing these white kids in there, with their moms and stuff. I'm just like, man, they're gonna be on the outside looking in, and I hope they don't let anger and hostility, subside, eat them alive. I hope they just say, hey, this is what I've been dealing with. I'm gonna have to overcome it. When I do, I'll be a better man for it. Hope they do. All All right, here's my man right here, Paul Francis, St. Paul. St. Paul says, I've been on Obamacare, high deductible plan with HSA, and I've contributed. Yeah, but are you working, Paul? That's the question. Are you working? I don't know. The irony is I'm currently talking to my brother about increasing to a $2 million brother, planning for 300, 400 for the policy. Yeah, I'd say I'd probably look at maybe 400 or 500 there, Ted. Yeah, mine's with USA, but I have all my stuff with USA. By the way, all you fools out there, $14,000 a year for auto and home. That's what we were paying. That's what we were paying. I had my friend, good friend Rich. He said, he told me, he said, that's not, you're not. He said, that's not that bad, Scanlon. And he knows, look, he does this for a living. He said, we give you a quote. So I talked to this guy about getting a quote. The guy's like, look, man, we could probably save a little bit, but not that much. I'm willing to run some numbers for you, but I wasn't going to waste the time. 14,000 a year, 4 vehicles, 6 drivers, 2 teenage boys, 14,000 a year. Now, what happened was we just gave my daughter our newer car. So we had a 2021 VW T1 or what the hell those things are called. That's what I drove to. There's my man Fritz, Corey. I think Corey's the one who said, my man Fritz. Let me just text him back. The sketch. Hold on just a second. Fritz just texted me back. I'm on a live stream now, and someone reminded me to contact you about schedule. I'll text you tomorrow. So that's what happens when you're like high speed like me. I get my man Finn McKenty on my text, my man Fritz Gilbert, right? Fritz Gilbert on my text. When I text, people respond. I said, that guy Josh, he's texting me. I got to respond because he's so cool. Grew up on punk. Yeah, a lot of people, dude, Finn, people hate that guy. Finn is like the nicest guy ever, but it's just people hate him. This is Finn McKenty, the punk rock MBA, and just big fan, long time, first time. The guy's married to a Vietnamese wife, and she's American. I mean, literally born, and she's not from Vietnam. He didn't get her as a mail order bride. She's literally born in Washington State. But because she's Vietnamese, they think like Finn is trafficking. The whole thing's insane. And she's anti-commie because her parents know what communism is. All these idiot punk rockers think she's a fascist, and Finn's a fascist. It's literally punk rock. The people who follow punk rock all suck. They can kiss my big fat behind. Because punk rock is supposed to be being independent of the powers that be. The minute punk rock says you got to take your vax, or you can't come to our show, or you got to support the government, those guys are not punk rock. And I'm using punk rock for metal, hardcore punk as well. And if you want to throw ska in there, even if you want, I don't really want to do that. But I'm just like, dude, do you not know these? And like, so I have some trolls on Reddit, never knew. But Finn was saying he gets killed on Reddit. I was like, look, I said, dude, you're right. What the hell? What's wrong with these people? These people are insane. So let me look up your old buddy Josh. I look up Josh. I got some trolls on Reddit. I was like, damn, I'm not on Reddit. I could care less about Reddit. I don't care. But it's just like, I was like, what? Can you imagine what kind of loser you got to be to sit there and say, I'm going to say bad things about Josh on Reddit because he really makes me mad with his anti-staff. Blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, Fritz is too busy retiring. Apparently not. He just texted me there, big guy. Oh, look at Brad. Brad says, really appreciate all the helpful info from Kansas. Will be retiring there. Right on, Brad. Yeah, so Ted says, if you have a high deductible plan and earn income, you could do the HSA. Joe says, my insurance agent knows what umbrella insurance companies can go with homeowners. I think. All right, here we go. So Ed's not following the directions. Ed doesn't put in caps. So that means I almost would have missed Ed's question. If you got a question, put in caps. I'm just going to go through these. What are the exceptions to Rule 55? I'm going to be laid off from my current job at 59 in 3 months. I have a 403B. I want to take money and run. Will I get a 10% penalty? No, because you're 59, because you're over 55, and you keep the money in the 403B. So if you keep the money in the 403B until you turn 59 and a half, you're going to be fine. I wouldn't even worry about it all that much, but because it's the year for which you turn 59 and a half, I guess we're in June now. Yeah, you'll be 59.5, and yeah, you should be fine. But for safety, I just keep it in your 403b. But yeah, you're fine, dude. Yeah, 100%. And your 403b, non-IRA there, Ed, non-IRA. All right, so here's Marie. Yes, or here's Christopher. Hey, Christopher, he's look good looking there, ladies. Look at Christopher and his salty beard, tan, nice. I get all the best looking people on this channel, man. Start with me. Look at Christopher. He says, "Yes, you can. I'm doing that. I have a bronze ACA, just retired." There's my man Chris right there, crushing. All right, Chris, good job, man. Here we go, Brad. Yes, as long as you have a high deductible policy, you can contribute. I've done the last 2 years after retiring. Look at that, Brad. Now we don't see Brad, we just see a big B. So let's all look at Chris again. Hey, Chris, looking good, brother. Man, that's how we get more ladies on here. We should have a happy hour YouTube channel. That's how you get the chicks in here, because men like to be around where the ladies are. All right, and the men are the one who pay. So if you have, that's what, do you guys know this? That's why you have happy hour, just FYI, or ladies night, because the ladies drink half price, but the men come in just to be around the ladies, and they drink themselves silly, because you always make your money on the dudes. You don't make crap on the ladies. It's the dudes you make the money on. Right. And so now there's more fights with the dudes, because the dudes are thinking through their downstairs, if you know what I'm saying. But if you want to make money, it's through the guys. And then the guys will tip better to impress the ladies. Oh, and the guys will buy a lady a drink. So that's why I have happy hours, not happy hour, but ladies' night. You draw the ladies in and the men follow. This is my dad. He told me this because we owned a bar. I owned it a little bit with him. He was the guy who started the whole thing. He was a great great entrepreneur, just had crap money management. But anyway, and this is when he quit drinking, by the way. So he always said, "No, we got not happy hour, ladies' night." And I said, "Why? Why not just charge?" Because you want to bring the men in. They get the ladies in, the men come second. I said, "Ooh, interesting." So that's how you draw the men in. The men are the ones who spend the money. The men are the heavy hitters. So I need a ladies' night for Heritage Wealth Planning. I'm not do that. We ladies get a turn to hang out with Pablo. Maybe you get a chance to walk Pablo, because all the ladies love Pablo. Men do too, but not the same way. The ladies, Pablo's so cute. More Pablo, less Josh. Yeah, here's St. Paul. He says, my income was IRA withdrawals. Yeah, right on. So there you go, Marie. That's the answer. You can do it. All these guys are saying, hey, Penelope, Prescott. Oh, yeah, dude, I love Prescott. Dude. Prescott Valley. Penelope's up at Prescott. At least I assume you got up here once in a while. You were in Phoenix. I did, Penelope. You guys think about moving there from California? Here's Tom Carino. When I retire, I plan to move in 30% of my IRA of Vanguard into Wellesley. That's a Wellesley fund, and take dividends and capital gains. I like the idea of number of shares never going down. I get that, Tommy Two Tone. Just take the dividends and capital. I get that. Absolutely. I got no qualm with that at all. I got no thoughts on that. None whatsoever. I 100% hear what you're saying there. And that's a nice thing is, they're always going to, I can't say always. Most likely they're always going to pay something. Now, the only drawback is if your income is going to be flexible, or your expenditures need to be flexible, because obviously the Wellesley fund isn't going to be just a straight line going up. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. All right, so here's Gordy Howe. Ooh, speaking of which, if you got some scores on the first game of Stanley Cup, let me know. I'm going for Edmonton. As much as I hate Trudeau, True slow. I'd love to see the Canadians win a cup for once since 1993, the last time a Canadian team won a cup. And the Canadiens beat the LA Kings in 6, if memory serves. Or was it 5? I think it was 6. All right. I learned something new from Paul. Oh, look at that. Hey, Nora. I had to stop contributing my HSA 6 months prior to sign for Medicare. Yeah, but you wouldn't, though. That's the thing, because your kids you wouldn't give up on them because they need to see you. Because if you don't, then the ex-wife's going to say they're going to give up on them, and that's you can't have that. You wouldn't. I know you wouldn't either, brother. I know. IRS will knock on citizens' doors. Tom's here. So Tom is the guy correcting me on my YouTube channel. Just FYI, I did a boo boo, and they weren't assholes about it. Some people get assholes when they correct me. A lot of times I get corrected and they were wrong. But Tom and this other guy corrected me and they were right. So, but that wasn't enough. I didn't want to take if I have had some videos where I've made mistakes, I take the whole thing down. In this case, it wasn't a big enough mistake to take it down. But I do think about it. Like he's making his bed. Boy. There we go. Oh, so cute. So comfy. Yes, sir. So comfy. More proof that a marriage. Yeah, hit the like button. It is free. It is free. You can do a super chat too, man, if you want to super chat me. But if you want to super chat me, your question, if you have a question, do me a super chat. I'll make sure we get to it. I'm going to get to the questions I see it, but if you want to get ahead of the game, hey, man, I'm freaking 100% capitalism, baby. Yeah, but why would I want to watch the other channels to see? I don't want to watch men getting screwed. That's the thing, Carl. I don't want to see it. Even if you go only on, look at Gordie Howe coming in. Man, people in Maine are just smarter than your average Joe. I know Gordie doesn't live in Maine anymore, but he's native of Maine, so look, we just are better people, frankly, than the rest of the 49 states. If you're from Maine or have some kind of connection to Maine, you're just a better person. Everyone knows you're not probably, you're definitely better looking. You're definitely smarter, and I guarantee you can drink a hell of a lot more than all the other people out there, except maybe on an Indian reservation. Other than the Indians out there, American Indians, I guarantee you can hold your liquor better than anyone in Massachusetts, for heaven's sake. And my goodness, freaking some guy in Boston, you give him a pint of Guinness, and he's too crap, so he's done for the night. He's like, I'm Larry Bird. Yeah, one pint of Guinness, dude. Yeah, I know. I'm like, up in Maine, one pint of Guinness is what we use to brush our teeth. Family court's the worst. Yeah, you don't want to hear these stories. These guys crazy, man. Well, see, that's just GHEY. If because women hold so much power that you're dancing with dudes. I mean, you shouldn't be dancing. I shouldn't say that. Whatever you want, whatever rocks your boat. What I'm just saying is, let's just say you got in a bad relationship. That's going to make you attractive to men. Okay, that seems weird to me. Oh, my girlfriend hurt me, so I'm gonna go after men. Like, have you seen what a man looks like? They're freaking ugly. You don't want to be sitting on freaking hitting on dudes. That's just nasty. I mean, chicks are sensual and just they look good, they smell good, they sound good. Men just, I mean, I'm talking in terms of a friendship. Men are great. You know what I'm saying, but in terms of getting jiggy with it. And I'm not saying the whole jiggy with it. I'm just talking about holding hands, whispering sweet nothings and all that. Nah, dude, there's nothing better than a lady. That's why I do believe homosexuality is what you're born with in many ways. I do think some guys get there because they're just messed up. But dude, there's nothing better than a woman. I mean, my goodness. You know what I'm saying? I just, we've been married 25 years. I still love the way my wife looks, smells. We talk to each other. She makes me laugh. Never mind our progeny. I mean, dude, 100%. I don't know how dudes do that. It's nuts, man. I just do, but whatever. Yeah, well, I know. Ted, this is the issue, though. This is the issue. It sounds like there's more to that story, a la my man Scott has done something wrong. I hear you. This is the problem that we have in this society. It's like, oh, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound fair. There must be more to the story. And I asked him that. I said, did you abuse her? He goes, no. And I know this guy. I mean, maybe he did. You know what I'm saying? But he told me straight up he didn't. He goes, why would she call the cops saying I threw a basketball at her? And then not call the cops and then the cops said there's nothing there, so no chart, nothing. And then not call the cops the other times. Later, after we got divorced, she said I abused her. She never called the cops once. And the reason is because it didn't happen. I mean, see, this is the problem. This is the men. We have a problem with this because we think this courts are fair. They're just not. They're just not. And this is why, as much as I can't stand Black Lives Matter because they're freaking commie pigs, at the end of the day, there is an issue with the courts being against young black men. For sure, man. For sure. Because Joe Biden, 1994 crime bill. The recidivism, we got to get rid of that. We got to say, if 3 and out was great, you know what I'm saying, 100%. But there is a bias, 100%. I did a video or something I posted someplace, but RFK Jr., the day, I forgot what it was, the day that is August 6th, I forgot what it was. It's some day in 1970, RFK Jr., August 6th, 1970, it happened. Oh, the day the hippies went to the University of Hollywood, went to Hollywood, Disneyland. Which one's Disneyland? Disneyland. They raised a North Vietnamese Viet Cong flag over the Tom Sawyer ride in Disneyland. Right? The hippies, the freaking commie hippies, they literally raised a VC flag, and the day that came, the same day RFK Jr. got out for having dope in Massachusetts with a slap on his hand. He didn't go to jail. It just got like 30 days probation. That's it. If that was a black dude, that same thing would not have happened. We all know that. Nora crushes Marie. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood, against principles, against. Good point, Jill. Jill, Denise, good point. Good point. Yeah, exactly. Feminists want to fight for equality. 100%, man. I completely agree. I did not hear that. That's I think that's pretty cool. Dude, that's hey, you gotta play the game we're you gotta play the game they give to us. I'm more power to them. That's fantastic. They want to be CEO, no ditch, they 100%, yeah. Hello, other D, we'll just call you. You can use HSA to pay for Medicare premiums. I don't think it can. Can you? Yeah, the land in Cape Elizabeth is worth a ton, 100%, man. My when he died, I can't remember what happened to the land, but it was a nice piece of land right on Two Lights Road. As you're heading down to Two Lights Park, you'd drive by our house. You could walk, you had to walk through some woods, but you could walk to Crescent Park Beach or something like that. I forgot what it's called. Actually, one of my friends from high school, when I only went to school for one semester, Cape Elizabeth, his dad was the skylight. What the hell are they called, man? You know what I'm saying? The freaking skylights. You know what I mean? You got the main headlight, Portland headlight. Whatever. Yeah, let me go down here. You guys want to talk about the headlight? Whatever the freaking things are called. Now, I'm missing a lot of comments. I can't do that. Anyway, his dad was the whatever that thing is. The big thing that points out the boats. He was they moved him there to be that guy to manage the skylight thing, whatever that's called. You know what I'm talking about. I know one man got custody of his kids. His ex was one quart shy of a gallon. They could see the issue. Yeah. I love the word challenging. Women and men are equal until things get tough. Yeah, I'm 100%, man. I mean, everyone hates cops until they're. Yeah, it's 100%. Right. Any thoughts on what? All right, so here's Brad Mangus. Any thoughts on withdrawal frequency from traditional IRA? Example, I just take it once a year. I say, give my money. January 1st, send me a check. Give 10% to Snippy Joe. Give me the rest. Give Caesar and give me what's mine, and give the rest. And so if I'm taking $50,000 out, I'm giving what 5,000 to Uncle Snippy Joe. I get 45,000 for me. Just do it once. You don't have to think about it. The thing is, people do this like my man. Going back to my man Fritz. He's a guy who likes this stuff. He's organized. I don't. I say, man, just give it to me once. I don't want. I have no clue what my portfolio is doing. None. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to look at it. So I know if I look at it, I'll be inclined to look at it again and look at it again and look at it again. It's kind of like when you quit smoking cigarettes. Like if I just have one, but the first one is what does you in. You see what I'm saying? The first one, if you got to avoid that first cigarette. You got to avoid that first piece of junk food. Once you have it, especially with cigarettes, because what it does is the smell still stays on you. And believe it or not, you like the smell. It reminds you of smoking cigarettes, because smoking cigarettes is a pleasurable experience once you get over the initial stage of it making you want to puke everywhere. And you like it. And once you get that smell on you, you'll never be able to get it. Just quit. So you just got to avoid the first one. And that's why I say just take it once a year so you don't have to think about it again. Because then what happens, you start looking at it on a quarterly basis, a weekly basis. You're like, oh, I should do something. And you're never going to win that. What's the verse? Sharper than any two-edged sword? Because all right, yeah, I didn't think so. Here comes HSA cannot be used to pay for premiums associated with Medicare supplemental plans or Medigap. Yeah, but can they pay for your Part B and Part D? So Paul seems like he's a knowledgeable guy here. So can HSA be used to pay for Part B or Part D? I don't know the answer that. Hopefully he does. All right, so here's Ted. Medigap, supplemental plans are not considered health insurance, so you can't pay yourself the premiums by the IRS. Okay. All right, you're a beneficiary. All right, so 50% or 100%? Any thoughts on? I don't care. I just don't care. I just don't care about Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. I think this is a. So speaking of Tom, so Tom has sent me actually pretty interesting. I don't have it up here anymore. A video on usury, and that was actually very interesting. Very interesting video. Is actually a sermon from like 1982 or something like that. And the guy sounded just like Dave Ramsey, as a matter of fact. Very interesting take on usury. Anyway, they were talking about back in like 1982. They had there's $6 trillion of debt, the government, personal debt, and all that. And they were talking back then how they're gonna have to monetize the debt. We can't keep going on, and that's that's 40 years ago, man. And it's just here we are today to this point. It's just they've. I'm not going to do it right now, but they've been talking about this for at some point it's going to come to. All empires fall. But the question is when, why? Because they've been saying it's like the climate change people, man. They've been saying this for decades. Too many people, won't be enough food, we're gonna run out of oil, all this stuff. And they're just wrong. At some point, you gotta say, we don't know. We don't know. That doesn't mean you start saying we'll start spending like drunken sailors, but at the end of the day, there's no serious legislation or proposals to cut any spending whatsoever. Because Republicans want to increase the military, everybody else wants to increase everything else. It's just such a clown show. So all these people say, well, BRICS, they're going to replace us or do. I'm like, why? Well, the Chinese economy isn't freaking doing anything relative to the United States. We're still the only game in town. And a lot of people say we don't make anything anymore. That's just bullcrap. Do you know how much energy stuff we export? We export more energy. I don't know what the exact numbers are. We're manufacturing energy to export to other countries. In fact, as I saw this, I'll share it with you. This is very interesting if I have it. Oh, am I boring you, Finnegan? I guess Finnegan's all bored over there because he's all like sighing. He's like, so check this out. If I can find it. That's my unit right there. Getting ready to deploy. I think we're going to Panama. Well, we're going to Honduras, I think. We're getting ready to go to Griffiths Air Base, I think, in Rome. Griffin, something like that. I forgot what it's called. Thankfully, we're 10 years before 2001. That way, we didn't get sent to some freaking crappy old war. That was a lie that put us there for sure. Oh, by the way, let me just find what I'm trying to talk about here. Hold on a second. Oh, here. You're not going to see this very well. Oh, shoot. All right. So anyway, this right here, 150 years of employment. Look at so it's not you're gonna. I got actually email to myself. Just look at so this is where employment used to be in the old days. Agriculture. Oh, here. Look how diverse our employment section is now. I thought finance would be huge, and finance is blue. I think. Where's finance? There's a light blue one right down there, the very bottom. It's not nearly as big as I thought. Education's way too big, but still, look how diverse it is compared to what it used to be. That's we're operating, we're doing okay, man. It's America. I'm American. I freaking love this place. I despise the government, but if they tell me to freaking march, I'm gonna march, dude. I'm not gonna fight the government. I'm just like whatever. You're American. Maybe John Hobbs. I think John Hobbs is from Canadian. Canadian. So John Hobbs doesn't count because he's Canadian, and Canadians, who cares? Other than Edmonton Oilers and Connor McDavid, but other than him, no one cares about Canada. Canada sucks, dude. Canada's like whatever. It's like a wow. It's like a mosquito. Just like get out of here, Canada. I'm just goofing on you, Canada. Oh, Canada. Remember the Edmonton Eskimos. So we're going up to Canada. We're going to go see the Calgary Stampeders, the CFL team. I cannot wait. This is you get right now Bogo's bubbly lemon sorbet. This is actually quite good. What the hell are we talking about? Oh, bricks. Yeah, I'm just like, I mean, come on. Who's going to replace the U.S.? I mean, at some point, yes. It was not anytime soon. Freight luggage ban. I hate to see what I'd be like if you had grown up rich. Ugh. Yeah. Harry's been on a road trip last week. There are many trucks on the road. That's good news. I always relate little truck. Yeah, that's good news. As I always relate, little truck traffic is a first-time inflation. Huh. Why would I don't get it, Harry? Why would the little truck traffic be the first-time inflation? I don't get it. Because scarcity? But I'm confused by that. Yeah. I used to be a Kmart when they were in their heyday, and Sears. Remember Sears? I mean, Sears used to be the Walmart in the 1910s and 20s. Any thoughts on 16 Psyche as a metals? I never heard of 16 Psyche. Any thoughts on 16 Psyche? It sounds like they don't like the ladies, if that makes sense. Because I like the ladies. Yeah, dude. When I was talking about my own auto insurance, when Maddie's now off the thing, saved us $4,000 a year. So Maddie has our car, and she's no longer on our auto insurance. So our auto insurance and homeowners went from 14,000 to 10,000. Let's see. Here comes drone days. I'm 63 and yeah, 100%, man. Because just you, or maybe you and your wife. Man, you got teenage boys, dude. I mean, teenage boys are freaking mofo, and it's just a fact. And then my Chloe's now my oldest on our insurance, and she's just 20. And we don't have old new cars. I mean, the newest car we have is a 2017 Mini. 2018 Dodge Durango, 2017 Mini, and 2013 Toyota. Taxes are reaching the point Americans say, screw it all, I'm serious. That's why I have them pop in the stream and make fun of me. Oh, my man. Your early retirement fund was converted to your early retirement. All right, what's the best way? Pretty good text on the football. What is the best way to go from asset under management advising to ETFs and index funds? So I'm not. What are you saying? You are an advisor and you're running an AUM shop? Tim, you got to elaborate more if you're still here, and you're probably not, because I'm sure I bored you to death. What's the best way to go from AUM advising to I'm not. I don't know what you're asking there, brother. Josh, the bonds in my portfolio finally make me. Will the bonds in my portfolio finally make me money in the near future? I hope so, but I will say the 10-year Treasury was going down. I think yesterday it went up quite a bit, actually. Let's see, a 10-year Treasury is 4.4 right now. Which is off from 4.6 just a week ago. So it went from 4.6, 4.6.5 basically to 4. Is down to 4.3. Yeah, so it's gone up in the last 2 days. It jumped quite a bit, but yeah. So I mean, there's a 10-year Treasury. Look on this side right here, pretty big drop, and there was right there. So that's a 10-year Treasury. So when the 10-year Treasury interest rate drops, you're making money. Well, I have no clue. Yeah, like I got long bonds, and because I'm getting 4.5 or something like that right now as a yield. And while the volatility goes, I just don't care. I'm just holding them because I'm getting paid nicely by government bonds. Just hang tight. 30-year Treasury is at, look at that. 30-year Treasury is 4 point. Look at that drop. 30-year Treasury way up here. Look at that. 30-year Treasury was at 4.8 just a week ago. Now it dropped all the way to 4.4. That's a 40 basis point drop, man, in a week's time. Crazy. HSA contributions not subject to. Really? HSAs there's no FICA tax on HSA? Is that true? Hell, man, that's fantastic. Really? You don't have to pay FICA on your con. It's pre-FICA? Yeah, 100%. All right, here goes the big D in California. I asked a personal injury lawyer if I could double my umbrella. He said the best money you could ever waste. Personal injury lawyers see what happens with these cases and judgments. That's why I asked him. That's the best. I don't know if that makes sense. The best money you can ever waste? I don't get that at all, man. I don't. Hell, don't forget when you got an umbrella policy, you're not only covering yourself. You're paying the cost to defend you is coming out of the umbrella, the insurance. I mean, the attorneys are there to defend. Was they're defending you, but really what they're doing is defending the insurance company's assets. I don't get. I don't agree with that at all, man. Because then you still got to go through. I mean, like the reason why it's so cheap is because it doesn't happen very often. But still, if you're one of the few people who get sued, I mean, the hassle you got to go and to find competent lawyers and all that stuff. Never mind the cost. With umbrella, it's all taken care of for you. I mean, the insurance company does it because it's not your money; it's their money. Look, so Harry, you drunk, man? Because you just said maybe you just changed. Maybe you're meant to say this. I think Harry's been drinking up there in Iowa. He's drinking the ethanol drink. Was on the road last week and saw many trucks. Few trucks on the road are the first signs of recession. All right, that's like, yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Rebecca, what's going on down there? Eh? Oh, Rebecca's crushing. Javier joins us. I completely agree with that. I'd rather be living in a fascist government than what we have right now. I'd rather be living in a fascist government than what well, because fascist everyone thinks means goose stepping Hitler. No, it doesn't. Just means we're not going like Franco. Franco is a good example of a fascist government that we could get behind for sure. But what we have right now with I'm not going to go because I'll get banned. With the insanity of the month that we're in and all this, it's just it's silly. But it's more than just silly. It's becoming evil, more evil by the day, and it can't last. That's inevitable. And when that can't last, a better form of government will come over. And I don't think it's gonna be Trump. I don't think we're down that far yet for Trump to be our version of Franco. I just don't think so. First of all, he's too old. And second of all, I'm not. I don't think so. But there will be when we keep going down this level of depravity. There will be a strong man that comes along like a Franco, and he will expose the people for what they are, and it will be a lot more base, like my man Javier says. But does that mean they're not controlled by the globalists? I mean, I don't know. I think the globalists have a lot of control. Let's see. Only third generations grew up in first world with side with communists. The older generations do it. They have 1%. Yeah. Yeah, look at it right on. I do. I get slammed on bogleheads. Your old buddy Josh, cute Josh. Why they slam me on bogleheads, man? Whoa. HSAs are taxable in California? Damn. I can't stand Bitcoin. I think I did see Bitcoin's up to 70,000. I think it's completely a shame. Look, I got a couple of clients that made bank on Bitcoin. I'm not mad at them. I just think the whole thing's is the epitome of the greater fool theory. It's not a currency. First of all, I think Bitcoin adherents are finally admitting it's not a currency. It's not a currency. All right. Remember, they said it was going to be a currency. I think they're recognizing now. I mean, I don't follow that much. But I looked at Bitcoin for the first time like 3 months. I was like, damn, is that 70? You know what I'm saying? I don't have any Bitcoin. I will never have any Bitcoin. I think it's completely just so dumb. It's a store of value. Okay. I mean, so that's what a greater fool theory is. It's not a currency. All right. The reason it's not a currency because it's so volatile. I mean, people are like, oh, the dollar is the dollar is a perfect mechanism to get you to develop a currency because it loses its value by 2 to 3% a year. That's just a fact. And as such, if you actually hold physical dollar bills, you will lose your purchasing power. That'd be stupid to hold a bunch of physical dollar bills. I mean, you should always have some emergency real cash in a fireproof box or something like that. But you're not going to sit there with $50,000 in a fireproof box from 1975 till today. That'd be dumb. All right, that's stupid. But if you invested that dollar bill in T bills, you will keep up with inflation. Just a fact, man. Just a little fact. All right. So we know we're not losing purchasing power if we take our dollar and invest it in T bills. So that cannot be debated. Now, what you could say is, well, yeah, but you can't. That's not a liquid account. It's pretty liquid, man. I mean, with T bills, 30 to 90-day term, so that's about as liquid as you're gonna get. All right, so now you got a T bill, or now you got a cash. But if you don't do that, the other thing is you're going to have to make it into the market. It's called velocity. You're going to say, I'm going to spend this because if I don't spend it, it will lose value. It's just a fact. Bitcoins, you can't have a currency to store value at the same time. It makes no sense. So you're going to say, remember what Elon was saying, we'll take Bitcoin for Tesla? Well, would you going to take Bitcoin, 15,000 or 70,000? I mean, just the whole thing's so stupid. So it's not going to be a currency. So the store of value is based on what? It's based on one thing and one thing only. You can say the same about gold, mind you. You can say the same about gold, but gold goes back to the beginning of Genesis, for heaven's sake. And they talk about gold in Genesis. All right. So, all right, we can say that, but gold has a little bit of a track record, a little bit longer than Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a store of value. Value is based on what? What someone is willing to pay you for it. That is the greater fool theory. So you're making money on Bitcoin as long as someone is willing to pay you more than what you paid for it. That is it. That's no different than a growth stock, mind you. A growth stock that has no dividend is the same thing, except a growth stock has employees, has hopefully earnings. Hopefully those earnings can be used not to pay a dividend. I wish it paid a dividend, but it won't. Hopefully it can be used to do what? Buy back shares. Bitcoin doesn't do that. Bitcoin just sits there. So it's a store of value that's based on what has no earnings, has a limited amount of things. That's what they say the store of value is. Well, hell, there's a million things that have a limited amount of currency. My books have a limited amount of not currency, a limited amount. Are my books going to go up a higher in value? Right? It's stupid. So then you're saying my store of value is what makes Bitcoin worth money because it's a scarcity. Like, okay, what if people say it's too high right now? I'm not going to pay you 70,000 for it. That's just too much. I'm going to pay you 60,000. Where's that store of value? Then they'll go back. What's the currency? It's going to take over the dollar because the dollar is losing value each and every day. Well, that's true. That's what makes the dollar a currency inherently. And frankly, I'm telling you, one of the things that I see how, and I've said this in a video, it has been about a year or so, maybe 2 years now. What they're going to, I think I was just reading about Norway doing this. I haven't looked into it. I probably should. They're going to start, what is it going to, they're not going to tax you. I can't remember what they're going to do though. If you hold too much cash, I forgot what it was. They're going to do some kind of penalty to hold too much cash. Just kind of, they just want to kick you in the butt just a little bit to get you to start liquidating your cash, i.e. to spend it, to increase the velocity of money. Because the last thing they want is hoarders. Like in Japan, we had basically no velocity of money in Japan. The velocity of money in the United States is way, way down to over the last 20 to 30 years. And velocity of money is what really determines inflation, how much money is turning over in terms of monetary supply. Now, I say inflation is more determined by the price of oil, frankly, certainly the price of energy, but oil in particular. I'm just look, the Iran oil hostage thing, the Iranian oil. I think they withheld like 5 billion barrels or something like that. I can't remember, but 5 million barrels, I think it was. Excuse me. And the same thing happened 73 and 74 with OPEC. Oil is our currency because oil trades every day, big time. And oil fluctuates quite a bit as well. And people buy options. They have the whole commodity market for oil, futures, whatnot. But the whole thing about Bitcoin, it's just it is what it is, man. People can make money on it. I'm not saying they can't, but again, you're making money on the greater fool. Someone is going to be the greater fool. Someone will always be holding the wet bag. With a dollar bill, I can still buy with that dollar bill something like this. You can do the same with Bitcoin. I'm going to be able to take my Bitcoin. I'm going to go to Publix and buy this with Bitcoin. Really, is Publix going to take the Bitcoin at 70 or are they going to take it at 15? And this is just over 2 years' time. I mean, they might take it at 70 because Publix says, hey, Bitcoin's gone from 15 to 70 in the last 18 months. Maybe it'll go up to 140. All right, maybe. But what if it goes down to 30? Then it's not going to, just as silly. Can you pull out your Roth IRA as one big lump sum? Yeah, 100%. I'm going for Edmonton. I think Florida's probably going to win, but I'm going for Edmonton, Nick. Let's take a look at the score right now. I just hope it goes 7. I'd love to see a Game 7 Stanley Cup final. I'd love to see that. Like nothing would make me happier. A Game 7. I mean, going to overtime. Oh, Florida's already winning 1-0. I love. Did you see that goal that Connor McDavid had? It was insane against Dallas. I would love to see a Game 7 Stanley Cup final going to OT. How cool would that be? Florida's already on the board. Yeah, I think you're right. I want pizza night with the Scanlons. Right on, man. How can you root for the Oilers? Yeah, because Canadians. You gotta go for the Canadian. You gotta go for a Canadian team at one point. I'd rather Panthers win the first ever. If you're a 61 with an IRA and retired, how do you circumvent RMDs? You start spending down your IRA or start converting it. I no longer go to my crappy old job. Look, man, right on. Looks like he's baking biscuits. No, the U.S. stock market is not a casino. It's not a casino. There's literally, I mean, I hate to even entertain this idea, but let's just, the stock market is based on earnings, 100%. These companies who make this stuff, I don't even know what company this is, has employees. They make money. Some of that money gets spent back in dividends. Some of the money gets spent back in salaries. Some of that money gets spent back in taxes. Some of that money gets spent on real estate investments so they can they have a plant to manufacture. Some of that money even gets spent on stock buybacks. That's not gambling. That is commerce. Gambling is knowing full well that 48% of the time you'll win, 52% of the time you'll lose. Completely chance. Investing in the markets isn't gambling. It's such a dumb thing to say, Dark Horse. Investing in the markets is investing in commerce. That's all there is to it. Some companies go bankrupt, some don't. Some companies make a boatload of money, some don't. Companies employ people. I have my own company, Heritage Wealth Planning. I employ somebody, me. That's it. I make money. I pay taxes. What does gambling do? What does it create other than taking from poor people essentially and give it to rich people? There's a reason. Yeah, right on, man. Power play goal? Was that a power play? Doogie news. My Greyhound Bell had to have her declob removed. It got infected. She's recovering now. But doggy news. Maine is 33,000 times bigger than Rhode Island. Yeah, because Rhode Island sucks, dude. Guinness is low ABV. I don't know what that means. Alcohol beverage velocity or content. Oh man, lost one of my dogs on Monday. My 6-year-old cat the week before that. Jeez. I'm sorry to hear that. Losing a dog sucks, dude. Right, here's Gravy K. I'm in my mid-30s and contribute 50-50 to traditional raw. Should I worry about realizing gains before I retire? Or will I be able to just realize the gains at the time when I have no job income? No, I wouldn't worry about it now. Yeah, no way, man. Just keep plugging. Keep plugging and plugging. I mean, yeah, just no, don't worry about gains now. Yeah, married 25 years, June 19th for us, says the Beagle. Ooh, just watch Fauci around those Beagles. Watch Fauci. He loves himself some Beagles, if you know what I'm saying. That's awesome. 25 years, August 31st, of me and my better half, that's for sure. RMDs can be a killer at later retirement, one person, 100%, man. Oh, we're saying. What the wife did is so common to the point that attorneys always ask if she was abused or the child sex abuse. 100%. It's freaking sickening. Divorce is awful, plain and simple. I fought for 3 years for primary custody of daughters. The court saw it my way in the end. Wow. Yeah, how much money this sucks, dude. I feel bad. All right. I've been watching you for a couple of years. Your videos on Social Security after 35 years, small changes to benefit retirement, 20 years of active duty. Now, right on, man. There you go. Look at Larry Carpenter. Larry's going to be building me some stairs here pretty soon because he's been watching his videos for free. You get time to pay up, Larry. Time to pay up. Two Ice Road. Yep. Primo. Been there many times. The Lobster Shack. Lighthouse keeper. That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. Social Security, cash, 50-50 portfolio. Look at Charles White. Charles White, back from playing for USC. Is Charles White still around? Portland Headlight, Lighthouse Keeper. You got it. All right, there's Denise. You sign off. I get a fever. The only cure is more veto. Right on, man. All right, let's just see. We got. I think I'll go check out some of that game. If you take out the first year though, you can only spend monthly amount every month. I'd be scared too. Many people want to dip in and be out of money. Yeah, well, just you gotta watch yourself, man. I mean, if you take it all the first year though, you can only spend a monthly amount every month, and I'd be scared too. Many people would want to dip in and be out of money by October, November. Well, don't do that. Say I'm gonna be disciplined. When I feel looking at my portfolio, listen to Black Sabbath. You must be satanic. Black Sabbath's obviously satanic, right, Jill? I just listened. I wasn't listening. I meant to when I was working out today. Listen to some Black Sabbath, the Black Sabbath album, with the Wizard, where he does a harmonica. What is this that stands before me? I'm drawing a blank how it goes. What is it? What does it freaking? What does he say? I can't remember. Freaking losing my mind. My man says, no problem watching track of my accounts, but I admit I look at them less and the market's going down. That's probably not a good thing. Yeah. Good evening from Northern Virginia. What up, David? David Luff. My in-laws have a place on Nonesuch River, Maine, near Two Lights. I haven't heard of Nonesuch River. Near Two Lights Road? Winslow Homer painted in that area? I don't know who that is. I don't know what Nonesuch River is. That's in Cape Elizabeth? Hey, you got it, man. Hey, well, my man gave me $25. Who gave me $25? Larry Carpenter. Slow traveling 8 countries in the last 12 months. Damn, dude. Larry Carpenter's gone to 8 countries in the last 12 months. Oosh. Of those 8 countries, what's your favorite there, Larry? Oh, yeah, an educated economist. Yeah, man. Simon over at Uneducated Economist, he crushes. Big fan. Yeah, here's Jill. She says, I know exactly what I'm spending each month. All pretty much automated, works great. Yeah, exactly. Invisible, I know. I know we're diverse, but know in that recent jobs report, the second highest number was federal government jobs. Yeah, but it's just you have a lot of moxie. I can't stand moxie. Ugh, nasty. How did the Roman Empire fall? Corruption, loss of official battle. Yes, I mean, it's without question the same thing's going to happen here. The question is when. I don't know. Adino. Let's see Adino. Look at that guy. Government wants more people to save for retirement. Why don't they raise the IRA? Well, because raising the IRA contribution amount isn't going to get more people to save for retirement if a lot of those people aren't saving to begin with. This is the issue with these people who say we're not saving. We need to get more people to save. There's plenty of ways to save. IRAs are just a brokerage account. So you can raise all day long, but those people aren't saving as it is now. Raising the contributions isn't going to do anything. People get way caught up in the IRA thing. Like IRA, force IRAs, 401ks. No, man. People can save with 50. Hell, I think with some of these accounts, you can do like $5 a month. You can save. Yeah, what I'm saying. U.S. is the number 2 country in the world for industrial production. China's number 1. U.S. is still an industrial powerhouse. Just different, like 100%, brother. See, and here's another Mainer. See, this is why we are just better. People in Maine, look, I know there's a lot of white trash in Maine. Trust me. You're looking at one right there. I'm not in Maine anymore. I get it. But other than the white trash, even the white trash in Maine are pretty smart. They're smarter than the rest of you guys. Not the guys here, but the rest of the guys who are, who won't be watching this. The rest of the country. People in Maine are just better. A better group of people, a better class, a better caste, shall we say. Yes, we should say we're a better caste of people. We need to follow India and go to a caste rank. Maine would be at the top. Massachusetts would be number 50. And we'll tell Massachusetts people what to do, and they'll say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's the way life should be run. We all know this. And then let's say you live in some clown state like Indiana, and we might put you in the top 10, just because you're all right. But Massachusetts bottom, California next to bottom. DC will be gone. We'll just say you're out of here, DC. We'll make, what would be the capital of the country with our caste system? Jackman, Maine will be the capital of America. Jackman, Maine. All right. And that, if you're not familiar with Jackman, Maine, look it up on a map. That'll be the capital. And that would have to reduce government because Jackman, Maine really doesn't have electricity at this stage. That's how rural it is. So we'd say, yep. So the people in Maine would be the first class. Jackman would be our capital. DC's gone. We'll give DC to Canada. And then California, we still need California because California still produces there's a lot of revenue from taxation coming from California. But because they're in the lower caste, they'll just pay a little bit more tax to us people who are better quality people in Maine. I think that'll work pretty well, actually. What would we do in New Hampshire? We'd let New Hampshire. New Hampshire's pretty good. Vermont, Vermonters, we might have to throw you in a lower caste. Yeah, I think we would. Yeah, that'd be a good way to go. But anyway, right here, we just produce different things. That's why people say we don't produce anything. We don't make anything. It's just not true. It's just not. We do. It's weird. It's the politics, man. People get if your guy isn't in office, people get so pessimistic on the United States. It's crazy to me. I'm like, but you have a job. Yeah. What do you do? I produce something. What do you produce? I produce energy. I'm out there in the oil rigs. I move a truck back and forth. I do all this stuff, but we don't make anything. But yes, we do. We absolutely do. We don't make silk. I get it. Freaking electric vehicle, the batteries. We certainly don't make enough steel. That's why we need tariffs and we need to defend our steel industry. Oh my goodness. That's not, free market capitalism. I don't care. If our enemy is making all the steel, which we need for large power transformers and whatnot, maybe we should revisit this. Just throwing it out there. Maybe we should have industries that should be protected. Certainly isn't solar panels. I'll tell you that right now. Steel making is a big deal. Why? Crazy. How do you think we're doing this with electricity? Electricity you can't just plug your thing into 120 thing and say, oh, I got electricity. It's great. From the electricity ferry. It doesn't work like that. It's got to be generated. It's got to be moved. The voltage got to come down. Look, I'm just a caveman. I'm not an electrical engineer. I just know you can't have large voltage coming to your house. You're going to go, you'll be dead in 2 seconds flat. You have the voltage stepping down, but you got to generate it too. And then you got to move it. These things aren't done with solar panels. And if you want, never mind. I just read this article about electric batteries. So batteries. It's like people are just this dumb when they think battery power. What was I reading? I forgot what it was. Something the size of this to power Seattle for one day. I think I actually put on my Facebook, on my Twitter page too. So if you're not following me on Twitter or Facebook, well, you're wrong because I'm on both. Let's see if I can't find what I put in here. See if I can't find what I put. Hey, I just got 300 followers on Twitter. Hey, that's pretty cool. I love being on Twitter. It's fun, man. I just love jamming people. Marie said it best. Now I got a political outlet, a lot more focus on my videos. That made me feel pretty good. All right, so right here, powering the Seattle grid for 24 hours using batteries would require a cylinder over 60 meters in diameter, 60 meters, not feet, meters in diameter, at a height of the Space Needle, 184 meters, filled with manufactured battery packs. So 60 meters in diameter at a height of 184 meters, filled with manufactured battery packs, would give you enough electricity to power Seattle for one day. All right, right here. It is relevant and more than ironic that the energy density of biomass fuels like straw and animal dung is 20 times greater than today's best. Man, I'm like doing like I'm going the other way. I'm like, wisping, whatever it's called, Like instead of saying S, I'm like the Beth. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Maybe I am turning. Maybe who was that other guy just said? He said, "Oh, Josh, you're so handsome." He didn't actually say that, but that's the way I took it. Anyway, because I'm so vain. Anyways, today's best lithium-ion batteries. All right, so cow dung and straw is 20 times greater than today's best lithium-ion batteries, and gasoline has an energy density of 50 times greater. Gasoline has an energy density of 50 times greater than lithium-ion batteries. Oh, but watch this. You guys gotta see. This thing is too freaking cute. Watch this. Love it. Oh, oh, that is too. Oh my goodness, I love it. You guys want to see something even funnier than that, though? Check this out. Oh my goodness, watch this. Ooh, by the way, Chloe's got her first stand-up gig tomorrow. That's not open night, not open mic. Oh man, look at that beautiful lady. First time it's taking her to Peak Island, Maine. Oh man, smoking hot. All eyes off her, men. Man, oh, what she's doing tonight. I love my wife. Man, what she's up to tonight. I'm just gonna check her out and see what she's going on. You guys want to see? All right, Fritz just texted me. Oh, there's my mom and me. That's me on my mom's back on Peak Island doing some blueberry picking right there. That's your old buddy Josh right there. All right. I was digging through some old pictures. Now I've refriended some of my high school, or not refriended, but start connecting some of my high school friends. We're all kind of sending pictures to each other. It's kind of cool. Hold on, let me find this real quick if I can. Come on, up there. Oh, right here. Watch this. Okay. Why is it not making noise? Okay. All right. Watch. Watch this. Watch. Oh, dude, that was, oh my goodness. That's the best thing ever. Yeah, right on. And GDP is kind of silly if you look at it. Fidelity says you can use your HSA to pay certain Medicare expenses, including premiums for Part B and Part D. Well, there's no premium for Part A, but I don't know, man. That seems Sears and Roebuck, 12 Ted Williams, 12 gauge. Man, let's look at that. Yeah. That's why I got to move to get out of there, man. But we are going to Calgary. I cannot wait to go to Calgary. Never been. Um, not Medigap Advantage Premiums. Okay. Did I hear about 60 U.S. banks are about to collapse? I have not. Man, no FICA on HSA. Huh. I need to revisit. I haven't done a video on HSAs in years, dude. That's crazy. I don't think lawyers want to go after assets more than insurance company lab. Yeah, it's a house from they will go after assets. I agree with that Q humor. I completely agree. That's the one drawback about an umbrella policies. If you don't have a coverage, they're not going to go after. Most likely, but still. Oh, so now he's saying it was was great value for the protection. Okay, gotcha. Josh is right about the defense costs, insurance policies. I'm in the industry. Oh, Ted's in the industry. They are wastings are bleed coverage. You do not want those or not. There are wasting policies that bled coverage by cost. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means. You got it, brother. Yeah, if you want to buy it in Nebraska, I don't care. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. I literally don't care. I'm just not. It's just not a currency. That's what I'm trying to say. They said it's going to replace the dollar. I'm like, no, I don't think they're saying that anymore. So does all this talk involve contributing while working to avoid FICA with the plan to withdraw his retirement income at a later date, or just to pay healthcare costs? And I don't think you can pay your Medicare premiums with HSAs. I don't think you can. But it's to avoid Medicare costs, they're a big guy. I mean, Medicare costs, avoid healthcare costs, not avoid it, to pay it for tax free, essentially. Check it. No, I'm not going to say you're a moron. You are Canadian. Wait, are you Canadian? You're not Canadian. I'm not going to say you're a moron. I'm just saying, why would you have it a money market where you can get some interest on it? Pablo signed your books. I know. Imagine if Pablo did like on my book. How cool that with like a paint thing. Here's Linda. HSAs for medical expenses. You can withdraw non-medical, but be taxed contributions. Fully fund your HSA as you can. Linda's getting it. How dare you say that about our president, Clint? That is just, how dare you talk down about our president, Poopy Pants? Look at Trumpster. He's getting it. No better sport than it, especially in overtime. Overtime hockey isn't, I don't care who you're watching. Overtime is just so nuts, man. How it could be ended just like that. Yeah, 1%. I'll call by volume. Oh, okay. I'll call set the. I'll call by volume as I'm drinking my Laguntas IPA, dude. Man, my better half graduated from high school 52 years today. Damn. So you married her when she's 1? I used to kill for some Sierra Nevada. I could kill for Sierra Nevada right now. IPA. That's good stuff, man. It's back in the day we had. I never liked Anchor Steam. I never liked Pete's Wicked Ale, but I never liked all that. But man, Sierra Nevada, it's just a good beer. And then Guinness. I never liked Black and Tans. Sierra Nevada and Guinness. Did I show you all that picture of me and my brother? I don't think I did. Check this out. This is how old I am, by the way. Your old buddy Josh. All right, so here's, man, that is one hot mama right there. Oof. And when she's tan too, oh man. Oof. Still think this one's funny. This will always crack me up. Mercedes-Benz Middle East, BMW Middle East, Cisco, whatever Lenovo is. That always cracks me up. Middle East is crushing. They're getting it. All right, here's me and my brother. In 94, 95, the bar I used to work at. And you can see that black thing? See that right there? I'm drinking a pint of Sierra. My brother is drinking. Oh, he's drinking. Not sure what he's drinking. See that black thing right there? That little black thing right in front of me? You know what that is, don't you? That's an old ashtray. Remember, you used to be able to smoke in these bars. Beer. The only beer I like is Honey Brown by Genesee. Ashtray, right? Pulverized when you can smoke it. Oh, dude, yeah. Sam Adams, October. That was a good beer. Yeah. Marble Light, nah, dude. I used to smoke Newports because I thought it was black. Dude, I don't think he's drinking a Guinness. That didn't look like a Guinness. That looked too clear. Gross Sight Ashtray. Bass Ale when I'm in the mood. Bass never really did much for me, man. You can pay Medicare premiums with HSA, says Jill, and health expenses. Huh. Right on. Jill's hitting on the head right there. I make you laugh. Why? Because you don't want to play football for Southern Cal anymore? Be a running back? I'm not actually. I read an article about this today. Chewy 13. Not worried about it in the least. In fact, it's funny. It says I've done videos on this before, and just they never really get that many views. So I don't. If I'm not that interested, I'm not probably going to do it. But no, I'm not worried in the least about a few stocks control 30%. It just means it's more volatile. That's it. But this has been like this throughout histoire, as we say from France. Histoire. I don't even know what you're talking about. They got green. I just pulled up 2 new basic full suspension rigs for the Cosmo Trek. I'm intermediate. Oh, that must be for a bicycle. Gotcha. Wasting policies deplete the policy limit by the defense cost. Oh, look at Ted. I never heard that. Apparently, Jill's saying you can, and all these other guys are saying too. Sean, I thought you were right too. I thought you could not use HSA. Maybe we'll say you can't put money into HSA if you're on Medicare. That might be where I'm mistaken. But Jill's saying you can use your HSA to pay. Look, I don't know. I just something you got to look into for sure. I just don't know the answer to that. Ooh, Panthers up 2-0. 100%, dude. I mean, this thing when you have dogs, like this guy right here. He's 5 years old, but he's still like such a puppy. He like so Pablo right there. Hey Pablo, he does not like being outside. Finnegan loves being outside. So Pablo, I was sitting out there at the pool today, just getting some sun on my beautiful, beautiful white skin, and Pablo is always underneath my chair because he doesn't want to be in the sun, because he's got black fur. Finnegan, on the other hand, just run around like a freaking chicken with his head off. He's just like loving being outside, going to my bushes and all that stuff, just run around like crazy. And then he's just like a kid in a candy store. Pop's a cranky old man. Finnegan's just like a kid in a candy store, and it's great. They're a great combination together. And it just makes you so chill when you see them just living their best authentic selves. And you're like, how can you take things so seriously when you got a dog? Now, with that said, like Angie just lost her dog. I think someone else did too. Dude, that sucks donkey balls, man. That sucks totally. I remember we had dogs named Stout and Emma. Let's see if I had a picture of them too. And we had to put him down. I would never. Oh, I actually had Stout in because Stout went psycho. He literally was like not psychedelic, whatever is like Silver Shepherd, whatever that's called. And I held him in my arms with a doc. Put that thing in him, and dude, that hurt, man. That killed me. Let me see if I can't find it. Just look at that. So just, oh my goodness. And there I am with old Pablo, my Bruin shirt. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's the best sign you'll ever see right here. That right there. When you're coming up 95 and you see that sign right there, dude, all the pressure of the world just goes off you. I must have taken this trip 25 to 50 times when I lived, south of my mom, either in DC, my dad, or DC area, or I was in the army. And anytime you come, you see that right there. You knew, like, oh man, such a good feeling, man. I guess I'm not going to find a picture of my Stout and Emma. Yeah. Anyway, so losing a dog sucks, dude. Yeah, I'm not going to find it. Oh well, skis. All right, get ready to get out of here, I guess. If I could turn back time. Calgary's a bit of a dump, really? Calgary? How about Edmonton? I thought Edmonton would be the dump. I know when that's so funny, Jill. If I could turn back time. Deer Island, Maine has an unbelievable quarry. There's a place in Maine that's got like, yes, portfolio visualizer freaking sucks, dude. They suck. I'm so mad at this. Like, why does all these guys have to buy it? Like, Advisor Perspectives got bought out. And now you can't put comments in there. Portfolio Visualizer got bought out. Now this freaking sucks. They suck, and they can go freaking kiss my big fat behind. I didn't even know that. One of my guys sent it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Have I driven to Maine from Georgia? I have not done that yet. No, sir. No, sir. Prices are dropping some consumer items, mountain bikes. When you determine the age to claim Social Security, how come the return of the market is not included? Market is, yeah, it can be included, but I mean, you don't know. I mean, when is it cheating? Yeah, I mean, 100%. That could be, but I mean, how would you? I mean, how are you gonna? So you're gonna say, hey, I'm 45. I got to think about when to take Social Security. I'm gonna plan on the market being up, and that doesn't make any sense. Obviously, if you're 62, you would look at the age of your portfolio for sure. I mean, we just let's not throw common sense out the door here. Of course, you're going to look at the portfolio for sure. Uh, yeah, natural gas. Wait till I retire before you turn north. Yeah, right on. Yeah, Bob Noyes. Yeah, I was reading an article about him not that long ago, well, a year or so or two ago. Do you believe in life after love? Do you believe in life after love? Proud Hoosier here. Fellow Hoosier here. I got mine at the Charles Schwab, but Vanguard freaking crushes. Oh, dude, that all right, you need to go to timeout. Oh, that's where these things are coming from. Oh, you guys are just horrible, horrible. That's just bad. Time to start my day here in Thailand. Headed to Europe in 2 weeks. Yeah, right on. Look at Larry. Nonsuch River is a brewing company on Gorham Road off 95 near Scarborough. Love this rant. Japan is trying to buy U.S. steel. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Yeah, Maine's kind of blue just because Portland. We just knew Portland. Yeah. Generals gathered in their masses. Who is the most third most? I think it's Indonesia, is it not? I think it's Indonesia. Yes, it has. India has passed China. China. Into the Void is the best freaking song of all time. All right, I guess I'll get out of here, my friends. White House in Lucas County. I'm a Cincy boy. FTG and the Hoosiers. What FTG stands for. Some areas. Well, I've been to Ottawa. I've been to the town next to it. Forgot what it's called. Met a lady there. I've been to Kingston. That was kind of because we go to strip clubs in Kingston and drink beer when I was 18. In Ottawa, you had to be 19. And so we went there on Canada Day. My birthday was July 7th. So all of my friends were going into the bars and stuff. And I had to wait outside. It sucked, dude. It sucked. But I did meet a lady, if you know what I'm saying. That was when I was in the Army. Hood. No, not Hull. Hull was called. That was pretty cool. Been to Quebec. My mom's future husband, did he own, I think he owned a condo in Quebec or something like that. I can't remember. We went there once. That was pretty cool. I guess that's it. I've never been to Nova Scotia. I want to go to Halifax. Never been to PEI. We used to have a guy on this channel quite a bit from PEI. I guess he just grew tired of my craziness. Forgot that guy's name. He's a good guy. I just, people come and go. Some people don't like, my political viewpoint, my crazy conspiracies. I'm like, I get it. What was that guy's name? I forgot. But he was a long time guy here too from PEI. Never been to PEI. I'd like to go see there. Definitely want to go to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Want to go to Calgary, but now I'm worried it's gonna be a dump. Maybe that's a good thing to think about because I always had Calgary as just this like almost beacon of a shining city on a hill. Basically, I don't know why. Ottawa, Kingston, and Hull. That's it. Never been to Toronto. We'll never go to Toronto. It would be kind of cool to see go to Montreal. That'd be kind of cool. Don't care about Vancouver. Yeah, that's it, man. I don't want to go back to Mexico. Don't need to go back to South America. Other than Ireland, don't need to go anywhere in Europe. Certainly not going to India. Not going to any place, Pakistan. Not going to China. Yeah, Japan might be all right to go to, but I'm not going. Don't care about Australia, New Zealand. It would be cool to go to St. Petersburg, Russia, because Russia's crushing. Big fan, long time. So I would like to go to Russia. That'd be kind of fun. That's it. I don't want any. I have no other place to go. The good old US of A for me, baby. USA or bust. Yeah. Don't want to go to the Virgin Islands. Don't want to go to Bermuda. Can't go to Antarctica anyway. They don't let you there, because that's where all the land of milk and honey is. They don't want you to see it. Say, we know that Admiral Byrd, he flew over Antarctica. He said, "Man, it's like green down here. It's like grassy and stuff. It's crazy." Goes on It goes on and on forever. I think he was saying coal or something like that, Admiral Byrd. And they said, uh, you can't go back to Antarctica. That's why they have Antarctica Treaty from 1957. Antarctica Treaty from like 1957 or something like that. All the countries of the world got together and basically protected Antarctica. You can't fly over Antarctica. Yeah, I bet that's freaking nice up there. Yeah, Toronto sucks, dude. Do they? Yeah, dude. 100%, man. They actually had North Korea, like on YouTube. You can watch these North Korea pop music people. It was. I was like, man, you guys are crushing. I'm not a fan of North Korea, but it was obviously propaganda, but it's funny. I liked it very much, enjoyed it, and it's just once you get out of those guys bad, we're always good. It's just you can see it makes you happier for people, if that makes sense. Look, I get it. North Korea, like we don't know what we don't. I don't. But at the end of the day, seeing this North Korean propaganda song, it was pretty funny, man. Because when you look at our crap, with just this degrading insanity that we have right now, particularly, if you know what I'm saying, and then you see North Korea with their propaganda, it's like, there's something to be said for a little bit of a commie dictatorship, that's for sure. I'm saying that somewhat in jest, trust me, but we are degrading our society. We are degrading our women. Our men don't get a fair shake when it comes to the child. We just don't. We know this for a fact. We're degrading our elders. We're letting crime run rampant. We're not putting people in prison for when they need to be in prison. We're going after Trump. We're not putting. I just the whole thing's nuts. We're making it so people who shouldn't be in front of children are in front of children, if that makes sense. And we're making it so people who should be in front of children, dads, have a harder time getting in front of their children. And it's just a sick society. And when you see the wholesomeness of what's going on in Russia, and again, all propaganda, could be, I don't know. North Korea, you're like, it's remember, Israel loves some LGBT. They love some vaccines, and they hate firearms ownership. Just putting it out there. We're just putting it out there. So Israel, all the conservatives like Israel. Like, oh yeah, that's socialist for sure. Israel is such a wonderful place that we're going to give all this money to Israel and support a left-wing group. But Netanyahu is a left-wing. Israel's a pretty left-wing country. That's just a fact. Just a fact. But hey, who cares about abortion as long as Israel's the one's doing it? Who cares about mandating vaccines as long as Israel's the one doing it? Who cares about no Second Amendment as long as Israel's the one doing it? It's crazy. You just start seeing through this and you start saying, I wonder if what we've been told on Venezuela, Israel, Iran, all this is correct. I just wonder. And then you start looking, like I was reading this thing today about the Iranian hostage crisis. Oh, so David Rockefeller from Chase Manhattan Bank, that David Rockefeller was part of the trying to steal Iranian oil supply, essentially. Basically propping up the Shah and taking the oil. David Rockefeller. I don't think he was part. Was he Club of Rome? He wasn't Club of. I mean, he was literally the Rockefeller, but he wasn't Club of Rome. But maybe he was. Just not a good man. Not a good man. Not American. That's for damn sure. And you start saying, so maybe the Iranians actually had a legitimate gripe against America. Oh, it turns out Ho Chi Minh, by the way, was a fan of Thomas Jefferson. Ho Chi Minh was trying to get the United States to hear him out, and he would quote Thomas Jefferson to say, "Hey, I agree with your liberty stake. Let me hear my story." And America said no, and we made up the lie about the Gulf of Tonkin with Jim Morrison's dad. And so we get in the Vietnam War because of lies. And you start to say, maybe there's another side of the story. And that doesn't mean we're bad. Doesn't mean because we dirty our laundry all over the place, which is stupid. But it just says maybe there's a different perspective. Maybe the North Koreans in of themselves isn't what we've been told. I don't know. And frankly, I'm not going to go there. I hope, I pray for those people, but I'm not going to freaking lose sleep over it. I certainly don't want to sending troops to these places. That's for damn sure. To prop up Zelensky, to prop up the Shah, and to prop up all these people. None of that. enough of that crap. Take them all home. Get rid of every single base we have everywhere throughout the world. Bring them on back. Save a hell of a lot of money. Fund Social Security. Have a strong security for defense. Let the world take care of the world and the U.S. take care of U.S. We can still actively trade. We can still be prosperous with traders, but we're not going to defend them anymore. We don't have the money to defend these people, especially in Europe. Biggest clowns there is, Europe, man. Look, Japan next, but Europe first and foremost, they suck, dude. People in Europe just suck. Say, no, we're not defending you anymore. Screw you guys. You're on your own. It's been 80 years since D-Day. So the Marshall Plan has been in effect since 7 years. Yeah, you guys you've grown up now. Put on your big boy pants and you're on your own. And they all kiss my big fat behind. USA for USA, man. Vietnamese. Yeah, I freaking love Vietnamese. Crush on them. All right, there goes dinner's ready for Angie. Tidal bore is insane at sea. I don't know what that is. I better watch what I say, John, but let's put it this way. I'm not anti the Ruskies. All right, just let's put it that way. Not anti the Ruskies in the least. Now, I've never been there. I will never go. But with that said, it's funny because if you would have known this guy from 5, 6, 7 years ago, I got millions of anti-commie books I've read. I mean, everyone's wants to talk with the Nazis. I get it, but I'm just like the commies were the bigger butchers by far. So I've been a lot of self-study on reading communists, this, that, and the other. Coming from Moscow, how they funded Mao. Just it's insane. And so, big anti-commie guy, anti-Russian guy. Now, not nearly as much. Commies, I hate commies. Don't get me wrong, I hate them. But the Russians themselves, are they commies or they're more fascistic? And one is better than the other, and the fascists are better than the commies. That's just a fact. And so if they're more of a fascistic state, I'm more sympathetic. If they're more of a commie state, which I don't think they are, I'm less sympathetic. Commies killed a hell of a lot more people than fascists ever did. That's it. That doesn't mean I want fascism. I don't necessarily want that. But of the two, if you got to make a choice, I'm going to fascists 100% of the time. And all these people, oh my goodness, that means Hitler. No, it doesn't mean Hitler. Hitler was a National Socialist. People are like, Hitler. I'm like, I'll go myself. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, just to see those two girls twerking on that 10-year-old black kid, it's just, what the hell's going on? Yeah, but you can't go, Tom, you can only go to some parts of Antarctica. You know that, right? Yeah, they used to have the Cape Breton. There used to be a team up there in the AHL, the Maine Mariners used to play. I can't remember the name. I want to say the Cape Breton Islanders. They might have been the AHL team for the New York Islanders. All right, I'm getting out of here, my friends. At least 15 million, 100%. 100%. Yep. Exactly. They're sending nuclear battleships to Cuba. I mean, and I don't actually believe in nuclear weapons like they've been told to us. I don't think Hiroshima and Nagasaki were anywhere near what they proclaimed in terms of the atom bomb or hydrogen bomb. I think it was the atom bomb. I'm not worried about it at all. But yeah, what do you expect, man? If you're going to allow the Ukrainians to use our weapons to fire into Russia, are you going to be shocked when Russia says, okay, we'll come return the favor and sit across the side of Cuba? It's so freaking stupid. All right. South Pole see the final experiment. Good times, good times. But anyway, either way, God's in charge, man. Things work out the way they're supposed to, and we're going to be all right. All right, God bless, my friends. We'll see you guys on Manana. Chloe's got her first ever non-open mic comedy show, which I'm going to go see what happens tomorrow. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to record it. So we'll see you guys. God bless. Thanks now.